Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Some extremely triggering footage just leaked of P. Diddy putting the pause on his ex-girlfriend Cassie. And this actually happened back in March 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. And it's very interesting to me that this footage is now resurfacing 8 years later. So it comes to show you that Diddy was doing all types of horrific things, and he was able to use his money and his power to suppress the evidence for years. So it's really disgusting, and honestly, shame on the hotel staff for even covering this up for so many years. This is disgusting. But in the footage, you could see Diddy running like a madman in only his towel, and you see Cassie trying to escape, but the man pounds her in the head, grabs her, drags her on the floor, and she tried to make a phone call, but he grabs her again and starts throwing glass at her. I mean, this right here is disgusting. This is disgusting. And Cassie did detail this incident in her lawsuit. In fact, this happened after one of their freak-off sessions, and Cassie did say in her lawsuit that Diddy would make her get high and make her perform lewd acts on male escorts while he watched, and this is what they called freak-offs. So during one of their sessions, Diddy got very aggressive and he popped Cassie in the eye and bruised her, and Cassie tried to leave. It said in the lawsuit, after he fell asleep, Miss Ventura tried to leave the hotel room, but as she exited, Mr. Combs awoke and began screaming at Miss Ventura. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed at her, then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her, causing glass to crash around them as she ran to the elevator to escape. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs paid the Intercontinental Century City $50,000 for the hallway security footage from that evening. So he was able to pay off the hotel, and he thought by paying off the hotel, this footage would never come to light. But boy, was he wrong. Now, like I said, I am disgusted that this footage was suppressed for so long, but I am glad that people are now seeing that Cassie did not tell one lie in her lawsuit. I mean, watching this incident in real time is actually a lot worse than what was detailed in the lawsuit. So that kind of lets you know that she was going through hell in real life. I mean, if he could do that out in the open while they're in the hallway, can you imagine what he was doing behind closed doors? And this is why it took Cassie so long to leave. A lot of people think that she stayed for the lifestyle and she was only suing Diddy because she wanted money. No. Diddy traumatized her for 10 years, 10 years, and she was fearful. She was scared to leave. He literally beat her into fear and submission. She was afraid to leave. He owned everything she had. When she tried to create distance between her and Diddy, Diddy would find a way to chase her down. He would send people to stalk her. If he found out she was messing with somebody else, he would attempt to take that person's life. For example, he found out she was dating Kid Cudi. He blew up Kid Cudi's car. The man is crazy. There's no excusing this. And if you read through the lawsuit, you could see the different accounts of him just mistreating her and abusing her. I mean, it's really sad. It really makes you want to cry when you look at all the details, because it's just like, how can a person be so evil? You know what I mean? But Diddy is getting everything he deserves, and I'm glad that this is being publicized now, because I don't want people to forget for a second what he did. I don't want this whole case to blow over. I want the feds to get him and lock him up. I'm so serious. And also, I need Kim Porter's death to be investigated, because there's a lot of shadiness around her passing. And I'm not comfortable with the fact that it was sealed up the way it was. We really need to look deeper into this, because Diddy has been able to get away with things for so long. He's been able to use his money to suppress evidence for so long. And it's about time we see this evidence come to light, because everybody can't be lying. Now, for those who aren't aware, Kim Porter is the mother of 3 of Diddy's children, and she did pass away from pneumonia, but some people believe that she might have been poisoned. Others believe that she might have been sacrificed. There's a lot of mysterious circumstances surrounding her death. One of her closest friends named Sahara came forth and said that Kim was acting very strange before she passed away, and she felt like it had something to do with her interaction with Diddy. So there's a lot of speculation that Diddy may have had a part in Kim Porter's death. And while Diddy was alive, he treated her horribly. He treated her almost similar to how he treated Cassie. And there's a woman by the name of Cola Buff who's a writer, and she also used to be Osama bin Laden's mistress. Child, she claims that she had a conversation with Kim before she passed, and Kim told her about some of the horrific things Diddy did to her. And she also said Cassie wasn't really sympathetic toward Kim like that, at least not at first. At the time, Cassie was the new girl in the picture, and Diddy would flaunt her around Kim, and allegedly Cassie liked the attention. She didn't realize that Diddy was going to be mistreating her the same way he mistreated Kim. But this is what Cola said. She said, Diddy was an MFer. Y'all would not even begin to believe the way he treated Kim Porter. And ironically, Cassie back then allowed herself to be used to disrespect Kim in her own home. Cassie let herself be flaunted in Kim's face, laughed at Diddy beating Kim, was awful. I feel bad for Cassie getting beat up like that. But I still remember when Cassie allowed herself to be used racially against Kim Porter as Diddy humiliated, beat, and repeat Kim for years. Y'all have always hated me for talking the real about these men, but they deserve it. What y'all saw in that video of Diddy beating Cassie was nothing. I'll never forget the time he tried to make Kim Porter lick Cassie's tampon, always using Kim's race as a put down. You guys don't know the half of what women go through with the famous and powerful men. Be they rappers, be they Bin Laden, be they actors, y'all have no idea. And you always demonize the women, always. And someone said, did she allow herself or was she forced to do it? And Cola said she wasn't forced back then. She was the new piece and loved being told she was superior to Kim due to her race and her hair and all the typical stuff that women suck up when they're being used to put down another woman. But later on, he started treating her the same way he did Kim. I feel bad for Cassie, I really do. No woman deserves that treatment. However, I'm not about to forget the fact that Cassie enjoyed Diddy humiliating Kim Porter with the whole quote unquote Latina chick is superior to you dark black chick insults that went on for years. Kim was so sweet and so wrongly abused. Someone said, not asking this question because I don't believe you, but was Cassie in the room when Diddy was doing these things to Kim? Cola said one time, 4 a.m, Diddy brought Cassie, who was basically a teenager, into his bedroom where Kim Porter was sleeping and woke up Kim and told her to get out the bed so Cassie could get in it. Kim was being treated like ish for years, and Cassie giggled about it until she became Kim later on. Now, this information is interesting, and I do want to note that Cola was not a close friend of Kim. She said she met her once and she had several phone conversations with her, and Kim allegedly told her all of this information. We don't know if everything is true or not, but if it is true, I would not be surprised because I could actually see Cassie being deluded into thinking that she was better than Kim at the time, because you have to think about it. Cassie was young. I mean, she started her relationship with Diddy when she was around 19 years old. At first, it was a professional relationship, but then it ended up being a sexual relationship because Diddy kept pursuing her, and he did have power over her because he was her boss. He was a lot older, and of course, he had a lot of money. So he was able to lure her in with his lavish lifestyle, and also he promised her this grand career that he never gave her. But she kind of fell into Diddy's trap, and Diddy probably propped her up above Kim, and it probably got to her head. And I think a lot of young women in her situation would have acted the same way. But clearly Cassie was naive because she didn't see the red flags, and she didn't realize that Diddy was going to treat her the same way he treated Kim. She didn't see that coming. And this is kind of the same mistake that Young Miami made as well, because if you remember, Young Miami was feeling herself too. When she first started dating Diddy, she was taunting and antagonizing Diddy's other girlfriend, Gina V. And the reason why she was doing all that is because she felt like she was better than Gina simply because Diddy was giving her special treatment. So she went online saying a whole bunch of wild things to Gina. She said, B, you a munch. If I wanted you to eat my pee, Diddy would have had you on your knees. You a eater. You want a baby, B? I have a career. You a certified freak. You haven't heard from Diddy since the awards, reminiscing on abortions. Let that hurt go, Chun-Li. Gina, you've been down bad ever since I came into the picture. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a bee that eat P and D when he feel like it. You a eater. You the same bee that was crying on Tasha K because you wanted a baby. Poor Sushi. So you saw how Young Miami was making fun of Gina. She was even making fun of the mistreatment that Gina suffered at the hands of Diddy. And Gina talked about it during her interview with Unwind with Tasha K. So the fact that Young Miami was mocking her and antagonizing her in this way lets you know where her head was at. And I'm sure she regrets saying all of this. I'm sure she's looking back on everything and feeling shameful because now she's being treated the same way. And for all we know, she could be getting treated worse. Diddy sees Young Miami as nothing but a bop. He sees that she's thirsty for money and she's willing to do anything degrading to get lavish gifts and to get a boost in her career. So I'm sure he's treating her a lot worse than he normally treats his other girls. And the sad thing is people are not going to sympathize with Young Miami. And it's all because she made the mistake of thinking that she's better than the next woman. She didn't think that Diddy would mistreat her the way he mistreated Gina and mistreated Cassie and mistreated Kim Porter. She thought that she was special. She made the same mistake that Cassie did. And right now she's probably going through the same thing that Cassie went through. I heard that she's still hanging around Diddy too, but they've been low key about it. But hopefully this prompts Young Miami to leave for good. I'm not gonna lie, I am concerned for Young Miami. I am. I know some people don't really care for her, but she could very well be a victim too. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.